Money wise, let's be wise. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about 6 trends to look out for in 2022 when it comes to money. Hello folks, welcome to CSK Speaks. I am CSK, your personal coach, and today we are going to discover what are those 6 trends which will impact us and our finances in this new year, 2022. Money is dear to all of us. We all want to maximize and grow, and that's the reason I have taken this topic for this video. As we are going ahead with the theme of looking into the next 75 years, as we are on the 75th year of Indian independence, let's look at what this particular year, 2022, has in store as far as our money is concerned. So money wise, let's be wise. Trend number 1, and that's going to happen as soon as the first quarter of the 2022, is our money is going to get costlier. What I mean by that, let's simplify. Now you can see SBI and other private banks have already started locking in funds by increasing a little bit of the fixed deposit return rate. Now that is a good news for senior citizens and people who have secured their principals through FDs. But what that also means is the minute they are promising higher rate of return for FDs, they are also going to charge a higher rate of return for the loans that are extended. Now add to this the RBI's promising of freezing easy money in the market. Yes, thanks to the COVID pandemic over the last 2 years, RBI had pumped in a lot of easy money into the market just to ease circulation and liquidity in the market. Now when RBI is promising that they are going to freeze that, which means banks have to rely on the deposits which they have had, and they are going to increase, and your loans and your borrowings from the market is going to be expensive than what it was in the past. So money is going to get costlier in 2022. Trend number 2 is UPI commerce. Yes, all of us are now well versed with all the varieties of unified payment instruments which we are using, whether it is PhonePe or ZepPay or Beam or whatever. Now what's happening is in India, peer-to-peer transfers have increased phenomenally, and that's where UPI commerce is here to stay, and it's going to grow multifold in 2022. Let's look at this piece of data and then extend this conversation a little further. Now UPI is coming up with on-device wallet. When that happens, the chances of failures will go down and inter-network problems will also get eradicated. Let's simplify this. Your UPI, that is the Unified Payment Instrument, will have an on-device wallet wherein you can store money, and that's where you can start doing peer-to-peer transactions or even business transactions where you send money to some commercial establishments. Now with that, UPI is going to take multifold growth, and all of us will start transacting on UPI as we have already started doing. The other thing is the government is setting aside 1,300 crores to promote low value UPI and RuPay transactions, which means the local vendor on the street side, your domestic helpers and drivers and others who are helping you with your day-to-day chores, all the transactions are going to get on UPI, and that's what is the next trend, UPI commerce. Third trend, trend number 3, is going to be automated lending. Now, well, automated lending is already existing to some private banks and NBFCs, that is the non-banking financial corporations. what automated lending will do is it will unify your credit worthiness and you can access loans which are pre-approved. Now, some of you must have already heard and got some calls and messages from your banks saying you already have a pre-approved loan for XYZ amount, and all you have to do is just log on to your mobile application and then process the loan so that they can transfer that amount to your account seamlessly. Now, that is as limited as it may sound, but with 2022, the trend is going to be more common. What it also means is the automated lending will now have a network called OCEN, that enable customer receivables automatically. So you got to pay your loans, dues and clearances. Right now your prepayment can happen only through bank counters, but later you can actually do it through unified payments and automated lending. So trend number 3 is going to be all about automated lending, which is going to take over in the money sector. Trend number 4, more important, is platform as a service. Our banks, whether it is public sector banks or private sector banks or even cooperative banks, are now making the transition and will make a transition in 2022 as a platform. What does that mean? We must have all heard of software as a service, or SaaS, SaaS. Now that's gone. What's going to stay is platform as a service, PaaS. What does that mean? Is banks will now realize that more and more transactions can happen on their platform. For example, e-commerce. For example, your utility bill payments. For example, your investments and loans. All of that you can manage through your one single app which belongs to your bank, or for that matter, the super app as it is called. So platforms will be the order of the day in 2022, and your banks will no longer be an exchange counter. Trend number 5. And trend number 5 is going to be the much discussed, much debated crypto effect. While RBI has made it evidently clear that it's not going to get a legal tender status in the country, but the international pressure is so much so that they cannot completely ban cryptos from transactions and circulations. So in that context, crypto is going to be an asset which will be highly volatile in this particular year, 2022. The crypto asset is going to go through ups and downs, and many people, especially from the millennial generation and Gen Z, are going to jump on to the crypto bandwagon, and we are going to see its impact and effect on the global economy as well as the money market. So that's the trend number 5. Now we need to focus on the last but most important trend, especially in this volatile environment, which is your health insurance costs. Yes, already there is hue and cry about the increasing rate of healthcare in the country. What that means is because your healthcare has gone up, your insurance premiums have gone up. Now, insurance companies are already crying foul and requesting and waiting for government to take necessary action to reduce the cost of healthcare. For now, what it means is retail consumers like you and I, we are now footing a little more bill to foot our premium. This trend will continue in 2022, especially with these variants of COVID coming in, now the recent one being Omicron. So health insurance, while it's a must, it's going to be costing you a little more till government comes up with policies to reduce the healthcare cost and also to subsidize the healthcare infrastructure for serving the common public. So these are the 6 trends which are going to be here for 2022. Now, why am I bringing these 6 trends to you is when you make your financial decisions, when you are planning for your next budget, keep these things in mind and devise your strategy accordingly. Next video, I'm going to bring in 6 more trends on how can you safeguard your investment. Where are those instruments which you can put in your money in the coming year or in this year 2022 to the next financial year. Till then, keep subscribing and keep watching CSK Speaks.